Don't mess with Jay-Z.
Morgan is apologizing to Jay-Z and Beyonce after an interview he conducted detailed false allegations about the couple. Morgan invited Jaguar Wright, a singer, on his show Uncensored, where she spoke about Sean Diddy Combs' recent arrest. During the interview, she claimed, "For 4 years, I've been screaming not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters." Elsewhere, she claimed that Jay-Z and Beyonce both have hundreds of victims.
But, like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So basically, Piers Morgan was forced to walk back all the crazy statements that Jaguar Wright made. Just in case you guys are unfamiliar with who Jaguar Wright is, she's basically someone that used to be in the music industry. I'm not exactly sure what she used to do. I think she used to be a rapper, maybe, or singer.
Prior to that, she was also an escort.
And that too. Basically, now, though, she goes on a lot of interviews and she just exposes the industry. She was exposing Diddy before he even got exposed, and a couple of other celebrities. When watching this, one thing really sticks in my head. I read this one quote, and I'm going to pull it up right now. It says, to learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize. In this case, that would be Jay-Z. Jay-Z is someone who rarely ever says anything. And people will say a lot of weird things about Jay-Z. I know a lot of people go in on his looks, which is kind of dumb, but a lot of people say stuff about it. He normally doesn't really say anything towards anything, but in this case, he had to say something. And I understand why. Because his name is getting thrown around with Diddy, which if you're anything associated with Diddy, that's pretty much career.
Well, I was going to say, like, another thing about it is, too, he has a close association with Diddy. Like, Ciroc Boys, you know what I mean? Like, they're very, you know, it's ironic. It's very weird. They have a lot of similarities in the sense when they were born, where they were born, the kind of businesses they're in. You know what I mean? So they're friends, essentially. So he has to get ahead of this because it could get out of control. So I think that, listen, like you mentioned, a lot of people say stuff about Jay-Z, but a lot of times it's probably not worth his time to go after them. Right? It's not worth his money. It's not worth his time. But someone like Piers Morgan's platform, Jay-Z's like, nah. And not to mention, for Jay-Z to go at Piers Morgan, it's a good way to set an example. At least I think. Because Jay-Z's a very strategic man. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, other people may think twice about trying to drag Jay-Z into it because they're like, oh, I don't want him to come at me. Because Jay-Z has resources.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So... And I doubt he has any type of level of involvement in any of what Diddy did.
I mean, who knows, right? You never know what happens with celebrities. And the thing about it is, I mean, if you see Diddy, there's a lot of pictures of Diddy and Jay-Z.
They're cool. They're boys.
But I know, but here's the thing. There's a lot of pictures with Diddy with everyone, though.
Yeah.
Because Diddy is known as that guy in Hollywood that everyone just goes to their party. So I don't think it's necessarily fair to say that everyone that attended Diddy's party necessarily did something.
They did not. No.
Because if you ever thrown a party, you don't know what's going on.
You don't.
Especially if you hosted the party.
Right.
Or you're just attending the party.
I know what you mean.
Think about how many times you were a teenager.
Yes.
Someone threw a party and some crazy things went down.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Jay-Z was involved in the criminal part of the Diddy parties. Do I think Jay-Z did some freaky stuff before he met Beyonce, before they got married? Maybe. But I don't think it was anything criminal. So, yeah, they're cool. They're boys. It's like you mentioned, just because I show up at a Diddy party with a white robe or, you know.
No, if you show up in a robe, you're doing something.
Well, you're right. Okay. Maybe not a white robe. All right. I might be in a white robe. That doesn't mean I'm doing anything. I just like to, you know. All right, let me stop.
I don't say you know, because I don't know what you're talking about.
There's nothing wrong with being in a white robe. I'd more likely be in some white.
Would you be in a white robe in a pool with Diddy?
No, that would never happen. Unless it's a very big pool and I'm on one side with a beautiful woman and Diddy's on the other side doing whatever Diddy does. Whoever he likes. Diddy gonna Diddy.
He is the diddler.
He's a diddler.
If I'm being honest, though, I don't think the world can handle any more 90s celebrities coming out, getting caught, whatever's happening. Because it already happened to R. Kelly, which R. Kelly was a whole thing. And now it's Diddy. And Diddy's worse than R. Kelly. Diddy's way worse than R. Kelly.
You think so?
I mean, he beat up a girl on video.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
Well, I mean, then again, R. Kelly did have a video with a...
That's my point.
Underage
R.
person.
Kelly was all young girls. All young girls, dude. That's
yeah,
crazy. That's terrible. At least Diddy has some of age people.
But the thing about Diddy is like, Diddy did it with, people are saying he did it with young girls and boys.
If
So,
that's true,
I think
if that's true, then it's worse. But it has not been substantiated yet. If it's true, then yes, it's worse. But if they were all of age, then it's not as bad. It's just bad.
very bad.
Especially, yeah. Like, for me, it's hard to say. This is the problem, too. This is why, listen, like you mentioned about R. Kelly, people knew about R. Kelly for a long time.
R. Kelly was blatantly, R. Kelly was one of those things where if you didn't know, like, you were just dumb.
Exactly.
Like, he left plenty of, like, age, just enough, like, he mentioned it everywhere. He mentioned it everywhere, showed it around everywhere, had weird interviews where he was matching Aaliyah and she was, like, under eight, like, just, like, odd stuff.
Okay. Exactly. Same with Diddy, right? We've heard about Diddy for forever.
Yeah, we have heard Diddy. And
Right.
50 Cent has been dropping clues. 50 Cent hasn't dropped clues, he's been dropping evidence.
So there you go. My point is, it's not surprising when someone like Diddy or Kelly gets caught up and they get punished.
Yeah.
We haven't heard those same stories about Jay-Z. We've heard Jay-Z's done some like thuggish stuff, but Jay-Z tells you that himself. He used to sell whatever.
Yeah.
He talked about one of his songs, he stabbed somebody for some stupid reason or something like that. So Jay-Z's done stuff, but I don't think he's done stuff to the level of the Diddler. Not even close.
Yeah, ultimately, I'm going to say this is a good decision for Jay-Z. He definitely made the smart move. He basically just killed it before it. Because listen, if you have enough power to make Piers Morgan, which if any of you guys have ever seen the Piers Morgan show, he will not shut up for anybody. Like, he goes in on everybody. He really doesn't care. You really can't tell him to shut up even if he's wrong.
Facts.
He fully admitted that he was wrong.
No, he didn't admit he was wrong. He did not admit he was wrong. He said, we got sued.
Yeah, he did say that.
And sometimes you got to just, I forgot exactly what he said.
Well, he bended the knee. He bended the knee.
He did.
He bended the knee.
He did.
That says a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can make a big dog bend the knee, I mean, you working with something.
Yeah, Jay-Z actually has legit, like a lot of people like to say, oh, people who are rich and powerful, a lot of times they're just rich and famous. That does not equate to power.
That's true, because there's a lot of broke people who got money.
Or even the rich people.
I'm not got money, but who got fame.
Facts. Or a lot of rich people that have fame, but they're not powerful. Just because your power and fame aren't synonymous, is what I'm trying to say. So my point is, Jay-Z actually has a level of power versus someone like, I don't know a good example of this. Because they'll say someone's rich and they're powerful. I'm like, okay, they're rich and they're famous, they're well known, but do they really yield power or wield power? Jay-Z actually wields power.
Yeah.
So to make I'm not sure what Piers, does he own that? What is that? Station?
He's a commentator.
He's a commentator. Does he? Okay, whatever.
I don't think he owns that station.
To make that station completely cut out that entire segment of that show when it's called Uncensored says something. So,
which I think is even dumb to even begin. Because if you have the internet, once it's on the internet, people have already watched it, people have already seen it. That clip's going to circulate forever.
Of course. Yeah.
So there's no point. Like, if this was in the 90s, he cut it out. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll probably never see it again. But in this modern era where people are recording everything, I mean, there's just no point.
I agree with you. I think it was more so the not the president. It's more so to make a statement.
Yeah. To make a statement. Yeah. All right. Good decision.
Bad decision. Good decision, of course.
Decision. All right, decision makers. If you think he made a good decision suing Piers Morgan, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think he made a bad decision and he should take the criticism, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, go sue someone.